Today we're going to be talking about free will, why you don't have it, and why that's okay. Today we're going to be talking about free will, and I'm actually not going to be breaking down free will. Other channels that have done that infinitely better than I could possibly do. Instead, what I'm going to be doing is laying out one specific argument. In my opinion, this is the best argument for determinism to wrap your head around. There are a lot of other arguments, but they're kind of hard to grasp. Let's just move straight into it. So let's say that I'm trying to make a choice. I'm trying to figure out what to eat tonight. And I know I want to go out to eat, and it's between Chinese food and pizza. I'm kind of more in the mood for pizza right now, so I would personally go and get some pizza. Most people watching this would think that that is a choice that I made, that I chose to get pizza. When you actually dig down into it, it's actually less of a choice than it seems. So for instance, you could ask, why did I choose pizza? Well, I'm more in the mood for it. I feel like pizza. I kind of want something that I can hold in my hand. I want a lot of cheese. I'm leaning pizza. And the question is, did I choose to be in the mood for pizza? Did I choose to prefer pizza over Chinese food? And the answer to that is no, I didn't. It's something that I feel. It's something that came from mechanisms in my brain that I'm not consciously aware of or manipulating. It is a feeling that I had that I wanted pizza more than Chinese food. And while I acted on that by making the choice to get pizza, that choice was informed and was ultimately decided by these things coming from deeper down inside my consciousness that I'm not aware of and that I'm not changing myself. So the choice to get pizza actually came from whatever gave me the feeling of wanting pizza. So let's say that instead of pizza, I'm actually gonna get something healthier. Let's say that I go get a wrap from a health food store, right? Then I'm choosing against my desire for pizza. What are the desires that made me want to eat healthier? There are lots, but let's say that the number one for me is that I want to feel good about myself. Why do I want to feel good? Did I choose to desire feeling good? And the answer is no, I just like feeling good. And so the choice to eat healthy instead of eating bad with the pizza, it actually came from something that wasn't actually me manipulating the variables. It was the variables manipulating me into choosing to get something healthy. And this works with much more important decisions as well. Let's say that your brother gets in a car crash and he's on life support and the doctors leave it up to you. You have to decide whether or not you want to pull the plug on him. And you decide not to. Well, why did you decide that? It's because you love your brother, right? So did you choose to love your brother? Well, probably not. We don't really get to choose the people that we love. It's a feeling that comes from inside of us, right? And this is just going on that theme of we don't choose the underlying variables that go into the choices that we ultimately make. So on the surface, it seems like we're making these decisions, but really the things that inform those decisions that cause us to make the decisions that we make are things that we ultimately didn't choose to. And that's sort of the argument. It's just if you pick any choice that you make, it's always going to come from something that you didn't choose. Hopefully that gives you something to think about so that you can sort of play with that idea, and just as you're making choices out in the world, try and figure out why you made that choice and try and figure out if the underlying cause to that is something that you were able to ultimately choose. So a lot of people, they think that life would completely lose its meaning if we lost free will, because without the ability to make choices, what's the point of anything? We're just drifting on life, right? And I think that that is very, very understandable. But the way that I look at it is that we are still conscious beings that are experiencing the world, that are experiencing beauty and pain and happiness and suffering, and we do make choices. It's just that our idea of this perfect soul that's inside us that can make those choices, it turns out to be a little bit simplistic. It's actually a lot more factors that are all still part of what makes you you. It's just not some objective thing inside yourself. It is the aggregate of your entire being that makes those decisions. If you're walking down the beach and the sun is setting and it is beautiful and you look at it and you're in awe, the sun didn't choose to do that. The sun doesn't have will, right? The sun doesn't even have consciousness, and yet it created something awe-inspiring and beautiful. And in the same way, we can create and experience beauty and kindness and goodness, all the wonderful things that make being alive so great. We can still experience all of that without this antiquated idea of this pilot deep inside of our head that's making all of the decisions. So I hope that that gives you a little bit to think about, and if you have any comments, anything that you want to say, leave it in the comments. I'm going to try to address everything that I get. If you like the content that I brought you today, you know, leave me a like, maybe consider subscribing. There's going to be a lot more where this came from. This is my first video. Hopefully it was all right. Hopefully I wasn't too awkward in front of the camera, but if I was, it's not like it was up to me anyways, right? So until next time, this is Ever Receding Answers, and you guys have a great day.